What's new this month at Rogers Railroad Junction? We had it last month in N scale, so now we're upsizing with Union Pacific number 1943 in HO scale, thanks to Athearn Genesis. Bearing a stunning livery that pays homage to every one of America's armed services, number 1943 has quickly become one of the more popular targets for railfan photographers since it first rolled out of the paint booth back in the autumn of 2017. Named Spirit of the Union Pacific for a B-17 bomber funded by UP employees during World War II, the tribute is somewhat personal for the company. Boasting features such as highly detailed HTC radial trucks, a full suite of MU connections, treaded walkways and see-through vents, and even dual-mode digital sound and control, with the simulated pneumatic startup sequence unique to SD-70 Aces. Yeah, it didn't work so well with Alcos 40 years ago, and doesn't work so well today either. Sticking with Athearn, we've got the ready-to-roll lineup with 3 offerings, starting with 30,000-gallon ethanol tank cars. Used as a pollution-reducing additive in gasoline for many years, the use of ethanol skyrocketed after MTBE was banned in 2004, and the result for railroads was a plethora of new cars like these. Built mostly by United Tank Lines in their Alexandria, Louisiana plant, they feature so-called funnel flow design that allows them to be completely unloaded from their underside valves, eliminating the need for cumbersome suction pumps and associated equipment. Featuring all associated plumbing and brake rigging, photo-etched metal platforms, realistic safety placards, faded paint in some cases, and contoured metal wheels. Oh, and the numbers on the roof are for easy identification in the event of a derailment. Just so you know. And following that, we've got 60-foot Gunderson boxcars. Built to carry 100 tons of manufactured goods in insulated protection, plug doors and excess height stripes on their ends give these cars a thoroughly modern look, while mesh crossover platforms and 36-inch scale wheels bring the prototypical realism home to stay. A mainstay of any modern manifest freight, dozens of road names are available, with many featuring Athearn's primed for grime finish, pre-prepped for whatever weathering agent you may wish to apply. Turning back the clock somewhat, arch roof passenger cars are also available from Ready to Roll. Built throughout the 1920s and early 30s, arch roof cars like these were an evolution of the older heavyweight car designs, with their clear-story roofs and crowded interiors. Lighter and roomier, Archies ultimately bridged the gap between turn-of-the-century heavyweights and ultralight streamlined cars of the late Depression era. All ready-to-roll products include optimized weighting, knuckle couplers, RP25 metal wheels, and freestanding ladders and grab irons. And what are pre-war cars without the power to pull them? Bringing the extreme steam, Broadway Limited is providing us with Santa Fe Northerns. Featuring many unique elements of Santa Fe design, such as boxed number boards, front-mounted air pumps, and an insulated smoke box, individually sprung drivers, synchronized puffing smoke, a full plumbing suite, and Broadway's award-winning Paragon sound system are all included. Built during the height of the Great Depression, the engines of the 3700 class helped pull Santa Fe through those dark financial times with their unmatched speed and efficiency, and ultimately paved the way for the bigger and faster 2900 class Northerns some 10 years later. And then there's Intermountain and their new Value line, featuring high-quality models for the price-conscious consumer. And this month, they're expanding that line to include Johnstown Aeroflow coal hoppers. A slightly different twist on the traditional bathtub coal hopper, Johnstown America built these aluminum-bodied cars with a reduced slope in their end sheets, allowing for a slightly increased load capacity and a minor lowering of the center of gravity. Purchased primarily by Burlington Northern and Canadian National, brightly colored end bars denote the location of rotary couplers, featuring contoured metal wheels and Proto-Max couplers. And then there's our N-Scale department, which is getting a little more colorful this month with Atlas and Alco C628 diesels in re-stenciled demonstrator colors. Delivered to the Southern Pacific in Alco's classic black and gold color scheme, the SP liked these trial units so much that they decided to simply buy them outright. And since it didn't make much sense to repaint a locomotive whose existing paint was still fresh, SP simply patched over in key places and called it good. Featuring digital control with flexible function mapping, programmable lighting functions, Accumate couplers, and highly detailed grillwork. And finally, Friendship Train boxcars from Microtrains. Part of a charity project in 1947, over 250 cars like these were collected from across the United States. Filled with food and clothing donated by American families and communities, they were part of a massive relief effort to help refugees in France and Italy, left destitute in the aftermath of World War II. France ultimately responded to this generosity with the Mercy Train, but that's a whole nother story. With features that include knuckle couplers, Bettendorf trucks, and in some cases, working doors. It's a heartwarming yet little-known chapter in America's rich railroad heritage, and it's just one of the many things that are new at Rogers Railroad Junction today.